Okay, so I'm going to take you through a demo of ShipERP, and one thing to point out here is that it's in our own namespace. We get /ERPIS/ShipERP. Okay, this is required to have a certified SAP solution, and it also prevents us from stepping on any of your Z programs or Z transactions when we transport ShipERP onto your system. So every object is in the ERPIS namespace. Okay, so we have the shipping station here. I'm going to log into the test shipping station, and we also have shipping profiles. So for the shipping profiles, we can have basically different options and different settings for all your different profiles. Maybe you'll have one for small parcel, maybe one for web orders, and maybe another one for LTL. So here I'm going to select the profile for small parcel and log into ShipERP. Now for input, we'll have we can have internal handling units, external handling units, deliveries, or shipments. So I will select deliveries because that's the way this system is configured, and we'll enter the delivery number, and there's the address information. Now here the first thing I'll do is do an address validation, and the address is correct. Okay, now that just did a real-time web service call to a carrier to validate that address. So there is no validation logic within SAP. It's all at the carrier's service. Okay, now if I put in an invalid postal code 90808 and do another address validation, it's going to correct the address automatically. See how it reversed the postal code and put the correct one in there. Okay, so now next we'll do a rate quote, but before that, I guess to point out that the address validation will happen automatically no matter if you click that address validation button or not. If you just click execute, it will automatically validate the address as well. So here we'll do shop rates, and again it's doing a real-time web service call to get the rates from FedEx, UPS, or USPS. And here if we look at the options for UPS ground, we have Saturday pickup, Saturday delivery, we have third-party billing, COD, and some additional options here. Now one of the features or services for UPS is this return service code. And if we double click that, we can do maybe a 3 attempt to a customer's location and return that package to your location. Okay, now for FedEx, we have similar options, but also some additional ones. And this, like for FedEx, we have alcohol and hazardous materials. Now this screen is completely configurable for each carrier, so you can activate or deactivate any of these sections, such as hazardous materials or alcohol. If you don't use alcohol, you can deactivate that section and it won't show up. And any other service that the carrier provides, you can also activate those. So I'm going to select UPS and we'll click execute here. I'm going to ship this out UPS ground. Now it's going to go out to the carrier and get the tracking number, print the label, and update SAP. So there's the tracking number, and the label was printed. Now let me show you the actual labels that get printed, just some samples. The first one is first class mail from USPS. The one on the right is UPS ground. So one thing to point out here is that these labels are not developed in SAP. There is no SAP script, no smart forms. These are actually returned from the real-time web service call and printed directly to the printer, so it saves on development time. So let's go see what happened to the delivery. If we go to VLO2N and go into the delivery that we just shipped, we can see that it's been PGI'd. If we go to the header and go to the Partners tab, we can see that the forwarding agent has been updated with the carrier, which is UPS. The condition tab has been updated with the actual shipping charge. So this is key to gain ability into the actual shipping charge versus what you're charging your customer, and the ShipERP tab, which has some basic information about the shipment and the tracking tree that's down here. So if we expand these nodes, we can see every leg of the way from pickup to delivery, where the package was at any given time. So, and this is the same information that you would see on UPS or FedEx.com if you went to do to track a package. So here, let me select the tracking number first, and we're going to do a proof of delivery. So this is going to be show us an image of who signed for the package. So if your accounting department needs to prove that the delivery was shipped to one of your customers, we can easily click on POD, which is proof of delivery, and get the signature of who signed for the package. Send that to your customer, and there you go. Okay, so let's go back. Let's take this tracking number and we'll go back to ShipERP, and we'll track the package a different way through the ShipERP transaction. So if I click track shipment, you can track by handling unit number, delivery, or tracking number. Now this is going to show you the same information that you just saw in VLO2N, every leg of the way from pickup to delivery, every city and state it traveled through. Okay, and the proof of delivery is also available in the ShipERP transaction. So it's basically just two different ways to get to the same point. Okay, so that's a small parcel and tracking of a small parcel. Now let's go to do a LTL shipment, a consolidated LTL shipment. So the first thing that I'm going to do is change my profile to an LTL profile, and it's going to, well, let's scan in the deliveries. I'm going to combine two deliveries onto one shipment document. Okay, and we'll change the weight to something more realistic for LTL, and we can see that it's going to be shipping out Conway freight, and the pro number is grayed out. Now the pro number is grayed out because this system, in this system, Conway is set to pre-generated pro numbers, so we can actually load a block of pro numbers from any carrier if they don't have the real-time web service calls available. So if they don't have the web services, that doesn't mean we can't use them. We can always load a block of pro numbers. Okay, so let's execute this LTL shipment, and this is going to create a shipment document, print a bill of lading, and PGI the deliveries, and update the pro number onto the shipment document. Okay, so we got the shipment was created 14/29. Let's go to VTO2N, which is the change shipment document. And we'll go in here, and first thing that we'll see is Conway. Conway Freight is the carrier. We have the pro number that was generated, and it's prepaid. Now I'll show you a copy of the bill of lading. This is just a sample of what a typical bill of lading might look like, and that would get triggered to print as soon as this document was created. And we'll also take a look at the deliveries. We can see that the two deliveries that we combined onto the shipment document are here, and if we double click on one, we can see that it's been PGI'd as well. So that's the typical LTL process. So I've showed you small parcel and LTL, and actually consolidated LTL with two deliveries. The third type of shipment that we're going to go into next is a manual shipment. I'm just going to log into ShipERP again, click on manual shipment. Now these are shipments that are outside of the SAP sales and distribution module. There is no delivery, there is no handling unit. It's just someone coming up to this terminal and saying I want to ship something, maybe a package, of sample to a customer. Okay, so I'm going to select from a list here an existing address. Every time you ship a manual shipment, it'll record the address, so you don't have to retype it every time. So rather than type it, I'm just going to select this one, and it's an international shipment. So when I do a rate quote here, it's going to return all the international services, and I will select priority mail from USPS. And before I execute, we're going to have to put in a declared value here and a shipment description in order for international shipments. So this is going to make a real-time web service call out, and it's going to return the postage and a customs form all in one. Okay, that's a service that USPS provides. And let me just close these windows here on my Adobe. Okay, I'm going to slide this into your view, and I'll rotate it so you can see it a little nicer. And there's the customs form with the postage on it. So that satisfies two documents. Instead of getting a label and a customs form, it's all in one. Okay, and there's your tracking number as well. Okay, so taking you through small parcel, LTL, and now manual shipments. The last piece here is we'll go through the reporting. Now this is completely configurable. You can add your own reports in here. We just have a few canned reports. The most important one is the carrier performance report. I'm just going to execute this open-ended, and this will show you for whatever time frame you run the report. It'll show you all the shipments that happened during that time, all the tracking numbers, the carrier, and the key part here is these traffic lights. So basically a green light means the shipment was delivered on time. A yellow light means the shipment has not been delivered yet. And a red light means the shipment has been delivered, but it was late. So if you ship something out FedEx 3-day and it arrives in 4 or 5 days, it's going to show up in this report as red light, and you can filter by those red lights and request a prorated refund from the carrier. So it's very important for your ROI, this report. Okay, now there's also another report, tracking reports, which is more of a drill down report. From here, I'll just run this for the shipments that we sent out today. If you double click on the tracking number, it'll drill down into the tracking information, just as you've seen before in ShipERP and VLO2N, the same tracking information. So you actually have 3 different ways to get to the same tracking information. So you can actually add your own Z reports into this transaction as well.